Africa, the time is now to turn this country upside down. Show the world we can take flight. Show them all our causes like this African song we all can sing. People must know that
African name.
people must fight that
African style.
people must know that
Africa's great.
for a new Africa I can see communication organized, demonstrations organized. Get it, GKK.
I'm here in New York City with Sang Gauja, the title role of Fela. Sir, tell us a little bit about your background, please, as a backdrop to your title role in the Broadway musical Fela.
Okay, well, yes, I started working very, very young. When I was 15 years old, I started working in theater. And at the time I was working in Atlanta with a company called the Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble of Atlanta. Freddie is a very, very special person with a very special way of identifying things in people and helping them to bring it out.
He's a mentor in your life.
A very important mentor at that, you know, and he's a good friend and colleague to this day. And we were working out of a theater called Seven Stages, and Seven Stages is and has been the hub for international theater in Atlanta. And as a result of working there, I came in contact with the work of artists from all over the world, or theater companies, directors, and writers from also a wide range of theater forms. Later, I moved to Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And there I was working for about 8 years. I was working there primarily as a director, but that was also a very important time in my creative development and exploration.
What is Conversations with Ice about here?
Conversations with Ice itself is dealing with the diamond trade, child soldiers, and the links therein to the bling subculture in hip-hop. And at the core...
the diamond trade where?
Well, the global diamond trade,
right.
But of course, the story is taking place in Sierra Leone, and so...
Which is where you have roots too.
Absolutely, yeah, my father's from Sierra Leone.
Of the same name, I might add.
Yes, Sang Gauja. Yeah, he went to Albert Academy, and he moved to the States a year before I was born.
Fela itself, I read somewhere, was it a one-man show? I'm trying to understand, because there seem to be so many, such a big cast.
You know, I guess the storytelling apparatus, the way that we are telling the story,
right,
would be considered a one-man show type of format.
Okay.
However, the whole story is not being told simply by one man. The story is being told by an incredibly dynamic cast of artists from all over the world. There's also an amazing band that is a part of this production, Antibalas.
Tell us about the band. That's it's like Fela's Africa's or Egypt 80. He had his band, and that is the Brooklyn-based, you know, Egypt 80, I would say.
Yes, yeah. For New York City, it really it doesn't get any sharper than Antibalas. They've been playing together for over 10 years. I don't know how many years exactly they've been together, but it's been for a long time, and they've performed all over the world. They've worked with too many people to name. You know, they've crossed Tony Allen. They've crossed all, you know, Femi. They've been in front of all of these guys, and they're getting 2 thumbs up.
I remember as a teenager, I went to the shrine At the time, it was in Surulere in Nigeria, and then Fela was performing there with Ginger Baker, one of the world's, if not the world's best drummer at the time. And so when you mentioned Tony Allen and names such as those, and also for the opening of the Fela performance itself, there was one of Fela's, was it a drummer who gave the blessing, Baba
Olajagun. Yes, yeah.
Olajagun.
Before we opened the show off Broadway, and on Broadway for that matter, yes, we had a blessing from the Yoruba tradition to, clear the way, so to speak, for our offering. And Olajagun was in the center of that. Yes, and
in Sierra Leone, we pour the libation.
Yes. This essentially is what was going on.
Yeah.
In fact, we also played this show in London at the National Theatre.
I'm going to change Africa. I'm going to change the world. Wake up, Africa, the time is now to turn this country upside down. Show the world we can take flight. Show them all our causes right. This African song we all can sing. People must know that.
African name,
People must fight that.
African style,
People must know that.
Africa's great.
For a new Africa I can see communication organized, demonstrations organized, education organized, turn politics upside down, turn government upside down, time to organize, make me your new black president.
Your most favorite Fela song that you like to perform on or like to listen to?
Confusion Breakbone.
I wanted to say Confusion, no, because that's mine as well.
Yeah, Confusion Breakbone. Yeah, that one. It's my favorite one to dance to.
Right.
Confusion Breakbone is my favorite one to just sink in, and just.
How did you prepare yourself for this role? Did you read the biography of Fela? I think this picture of a life. Talk to his family members, his sons.
Also.
I understand one of them recently gave his, I don't know if I should say it's his blessing. He finally yielded and saw it at the Eugene O'Neill Theatre, your performance of his dad.
Oh,
Fela.
yes.
How do you get on with them, Femi and Sean?
Yes. I get on quite well with both of them. Also with Yen and Kunle, for that matter. I've been very privileged to meet all of Fela's kids. Most of them I met first in Lagos, but I've also met them on Western soil as well. And it's always a really nice time when I see them. And they're very supportive of the show, of which we're very, very happy about. For me, making this piece, being a part of this piece, the thing that I wanted more than anything else was to be able to offer something that his family would feel good about, and feel like they're seeing a fair representation or a fair, an aspect that offers a fair representation of their father, some part of his life, some portion of his story. And Fela, his life is so rich, I mean, who can tell it all?
It's like Denzel acting as Malcolm X, or maybe Jamie Foxx acting as Ray Charles, and Sean, and now Sai is now Fela.
Well, God bless.
To prepare yourself for the role, and of course I know you do a lot of workout as well.
I do a lot of training. But yes, I was very fortunate to, in terms of preparation, yes, I read everything I could get my hand on. I have been and still am watching as much footage as I can get my hand on, listening to tapes, interviews, yabbies, and yeah, fortunately, in a lot of the places that we've played the show, that I've traveled to, I've been able to run into former members of Fela's band, with Shayun, for example. I mean, he's playing with Egypt 80, so whenever Shayun's around, if he's around with the band, then there's also that opportunity to not just talk to him, but to also talk to some of his band members who were a part of Egypt 80 during their last time.
One last question. What is it like working with mega superstars like Patti LaBelle, who acted as the mother in the Broadway play, with you as the son, Fela, working with Bill T. Jones, renowned choreographer, and producer Jay-Z, a hip-hop mogul? What is it like? I know you're walking in their footsteps. Tell me.
Well, my experience on this journey has been full of very beautiful encounters. For one, Bill T. Jones is a man of immense artistic vision and passion, and this wouldn't be here if it weren't for the courage of Bill to face Fela, for that matter, right. And then to want to find some way to put Fela in front of the world, to wrestle with all the different aspects of who he is. And working with Patti LaBelle has been very rich. Of course she brings she brings so much history to the table. She's been doing it for such a long time, and it's completely inside of her. She's permeated with this energy of, she is the diva. Yes. You know what I mean? A very, very sweet soul.
The earth will lie, life will turn to bud will turn to flower, flower turn to tree, oh, mighty tree, ready for the next storm. Let the battles rage, let the demons cry, let the mothers weep, let the bullets fly.
Anything else you want to say to the Sierra Leone audience and to your fans out there?
And for you Salon people, I will see you 50 now, Salon. I see you in Freetown soon. And for everyone else, we're going to be touring the show around Europe. So Amsterdam, London, Paris, we're going to be around.
And maybe one of these days you may take the play to Ghana, because Fela was in exile in Ghana.
Yes.
At a certain time, and Ghana today is the gateway to West Africa, yes, in terms of economy and so on.
And many of his wives from Ghana as well. Mm-hmm. Many of his queens.
One of his 27 wives.
Yeah, more than a few of them. Yeah. A few of them were from Ghana.
From Ghana.
Yes.
And those are your queens on stage today.
Yes, well, the queens in the show of Fela, the New York and the London cast are from all over the diaspora, from all over. Yeah, Africa, Caribbean, they're from all over. Yeah, very, very, very dynamic artist. Yeah.
The Black President, Sir Inga Uja.
No, brother, yes.